Hello, welcome to Ring Takes episode 55. Here we'll be going over Raw this past week's Raw and looking at the WrestleMania card actually taking shape. Of course, I'm joined by Brian and Lewis as always. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys for being on. Let's get into it. Obviously, off the Rock serenading the crowd there in Memphis, Tennessee, was it? With song and harmonicas and guitarist and going back to his old spiel of Hollywood rock with his entrance now and everything going on, kind of a mixture of his themes, which I kind of liked. Extending that into Monday Night Raw, where Cody responded basically LDS, little dick syndrome, and not insulting my family. But what do you guys think about all this promo basically leading up to Cody Rhodes eventually meeting face-to-face with Roman Reigns on Smackdown this week?
Okay. All right, so before I go into my spill, I actually wanted to ask a question about this. Based upon the respective promos we've gotten from Rock and Cody Rhodes, who has had the upper hand so far?
Personally, I think better promos, I would say Cody. Rock's been hit or miss for me. You know, it's like he's trying to be a mix of like Attitude Era with a mix of like New Era with some like
he's basically taking all the forms of the Rock, and trying to put it together, but just flat out heel.
yeah, it's heel, but it's like I don't know. It's like it's weird. Maybe it's because I don't know. Maybe we haven't seen it in a long time, and maybe the last couple years, at least the exposure of the Rock, he's always been a babyface. So maybe it's just this like getting used to an older heel Rock, I guess. And I don't know. It's not really doing it like. I saw the Rock concert. You know, it was a little cool, but it's like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe when we were younger, it was probably like hilarious. I guess I don't know. But now that I'm older, it's like
I'll save Lewis from what he's really trying to say. We've seen this movie before. That's basically what it is. We've seen this movie from The Rock, and this is what I've been saying since he's come back. We've seen this movie.
No, okay. But this is my thing, though. I think it's just, yes, it's the same concept he's used before. But if it would have hit, like, it was really, like, a hilarious, like, knock out of the pot, like, funny, would you still be saying the same thing?
I thought it was okay. I thought it was funny, but it's just like.
But no, I'm saying, like, it really hit. Because I feel like in the past when we've seen, like, The Rock sing, it was, like, actually, like, hilarious. You know, like he was actually talking.
There's a difference.
Shit. And it was like a good talking shit. And like,
there's a difference when you're doing it when you're 34, and there's a difference when you're doing it when you're 52.
What's the difference besides the age?
He's older. Like it's just not gonna hit. It's okay. So remember when DX came back and they were doing still trying to do all the hip, young, cool things, and they were having cookouts in the party with the girls and stuff like that. When we know they're all married, when we know all their life is there, and it's just like. You guys don't need to be doing this. Like you guys being together is good enough. And there were some moments that were good. Like
they were kind of making fun of that fact, the fact that they had gotten
they were. So they were. Was it necessarily needed like to all that degree? And I understand that that's what's going to get over. That's their gimmick. That's what worked. That's who they are. That's what they did. So they're going to try to relive the hits. Wrestlers do it all the time. But just in this part, where The Rock just doesn't naturally fit where he should naturally fit because, again, with the whole bloodline story and stuff like that, and this has been alluded to for years now that The Rock was going to come back in some capacity. Is this the right capacity to have him in? And I just don't agree. That's my only issue with this. And as much as I love The Rock, I love The Rock. Like, he was one of my favorite wrestlers growing up, if not my favorite wrestler at the time. But it's just like in this instance and how he's being presented, cool. The entrance is cool. They've been mixing around with that week to week since he's been back. Awesome. Love that they're actually trying to do something and make it different every time. But it's like when he gets to the ring, it's the same jokes. It's the same promos, the same chicken steel. It's like, what's going to happen next week when we see him again or the week after? Because I don't know if he's going to be on next week. But what's going to happen after that? And that's just where I'm at with this whole thing.
Well, I guess I feel like now the confrontations are going to come because he's going to be on Raw, and obviously Cody's on Raw, and then
And you could definitely tell that Cody was trying to like amp things up because of Rock's promos. While they may be kind of old fashioned and kind of the same old, they have been real, as to say, with the profanity and such, especially on Instagram. When you see him cut those promos, he's being real. He's trying to be real. He's trying to be authentic. The only nitpick I guess I would take of it from Rock's standpoint is just that like if you follow him on social media, like the same promos that he cuts on social media, he literally cuts the same promos verbatim on Smackdown. Like that promo where he's talking about how he's gonna take his belt and whip Cody Rhodes with it and give it to his mother. Yeah, he cut the same promo on Instagram. So I guess I'm trying to understand why he does that. My guess is he puts it on Instagram to try to get people interested to tune in, I guess. And then now that he's got your interest, now you can watch him and then watch him say the same thing. I mean, that does sound weird, but but if it's to get your interest, then I get it. But yeah, because of that, Cody definitely kind of tried to like step up the intimidation in his promo. I think I saw one fan on social media kind of take the promo from Raw and compare it to a promo he cut in AEW in 2019 against Chris Jericho. Pretty much using the same words, it's called LDS, little dick syndrome. He kind of said the same thing about Jericho. So he's trying within the whole PG era. I mean,
it's not suckering succotash. It's not that, but it's definitely it's not that, but it's definitely on the verge again. And I said this as they're booking Cody. He's talking about his dog. He's talking about his mom. He's saying little dick syndrome. He's trying to say little catchphrase. It's like that's not how he should be booked. Even though the promo was better. And I liked it, but it's just like those little things are just like I feel like they're missing, and I feel like right now they shouldn't be missing. Like The Rock shouldn't come out to C+ performance. Like that's not what we should be getting from The Rock, Cody Rhodes, Roman. Like we should not be getting those aspects in it. And Paul Heyman adds to it, right? Like Paul Heyman came out and added something to it, but it's just like hopefully this face-to-face on Friday actually results in some type of physical activity, because that's kind of what we are all waiting for in this feud. Is like we need these guys to start pulling tricks on each other, attacking each other, doing something, building up the animosity. And I understand there's two kind of split storylines with the bloodline where Jay and Jimmy, which we'll get into, and Solo have their own angle right now that's apparently going on. But it's like we need to see some type of confrontation. And it sucks because even when we get into it later as well, Seth isn't able to wrestle or be physical, it looks like. So that's really hurting this build, in my opinion.
You know what's crazy is the fact that this whole Cody Rock thing is literally overshadowing Roman. Like, we've seen Roman like twice or once, honestly. I feel like we've only seen him
at the press conference.
And then when he had I think the following right after that, when Roman was like, "Oh, acknowledge me."
Yeah, that's a good point.
There might have been one more, but it's like Rock is just kind of overshadowing. You would think basically WrestleMania is Cody versus Rock at this point. At least what these last couple of weeks have been showing.
Hey, The Rock keeps walking around saying he's the final boss.
I mean, I even said it at the press conference that Roman looked less than. And for the last 2 weeks, he's looked less than. Like I said, it's almost like they're building to Cody Rhodes and The Rock almost one on one, because that's literally what it's been. They're last 2 weeks of promos, Rock's talking about Cody, barely mentioning Roman. Like Cody even mentioned Roman in his promo. Like maybe
he was going to face him.
Just that he was going to face him. But yeah, so it's like,
I don't.
Again, my whole thing about this thing is, again, which another nitpick I'm going to have, is they're saying The Rock is the final boss, yet he's in a tag team match on night 1 of WrestleMania and he's not main eventing night 2 of WrestleMania. If you're the final boss, you should be in those positions. Like, you shouldn't be in those positions. Like, you should be at the main event night 2, and you're not. So this whole thing that it's like a facade that he's living, like nothing is hitting. Like when we've been talking about guys living their promos and being truthful, Sami Zayn has been really passionate in his promos and has gotten over in that way. Drew McIntyre, who we've been talking about, has been right in all of his statements and has been getting over. The Rock right now is kind of living behind kind of like the bloodline mystique, like in trying to get these things over and saying, hey, I'm the final boss. And it's like, one, if you were the final boss, you would have been in night 2 at WrestleMania. That's just if you're the final guy and you're all this and you're calling the shots and you're making all these things happen, Cody Rhodes would have never won the Royal Rumble. You know what I mean? Like Cody Rhodes would have, like, I just don't like how they are booking this. And again, we're going to get there at WrestleMania. We're going to get to it. And that's pretty much what we're all waiting for. Like, we just need to get to WrestleMania and see Cody and Rock in the ring and Roman and all these guys in the ring. But it's just like the booking to get there is kind of just like, it's not hitting right now to me.
For me, honestly, like, it's just it's whatever this equation that they're building, it's like, it doesn't need The Rock. If The Rock was not in this, the main focus would be Cody finishing the story and just getting to Mania. That's it. But this whole Rock, that's why I was like, the tag match is not necessary. It's really not. You know, it's just like, if anything, you probably could have done Cody versus Rock and be like, if you beat me, then yeah, you get to Roman. You know, I feel like that would have been a kind of a better route. I don't know, but it's just
if they would have did night 1 Rock versus Cody, and then whoever wins that goes to face Roman. Maybe that would have been better off in matching that story. But it's like in this, I just don't know if The Rock is ready to go one-on-one. That's why they usually put guys in tag matches like that to kind of preserve.
Hold up now. Hold up now. Him not being ready to go one-on-one. I mean, weeks ago, they were going to go in a certain direction that the fans revolted against. So if they had decided to just be stubborn and stay in that direction, he would have had to have a one-on-one match at WrestleMania. So
again, I've been saying this. They've been overbooking this since that night. They have just been over since that Friday when Cody initially gave up his spot. They have just been overbooking this, trying to make an impact, build social media hits, and all this stuff.
That's honestly all it is. That's honestly all it is.
It's going to work because people are eating it up. People are loving The Rock on TV. People are liking Cody Rhodes' promo back to him and all this stuff and back and forth. But it's just like, in the grand scheme of things, I don't like the booking of this. Like a lot of people, I feel like we're in the kind of like the other side of it where it's like, yo, we want this to happen. But the way they're getting there, the way they're building it just isn't the right way. It isn't the right way. And I just, that's how I feel with the Rock promos. And again, it just sucks that there's no physical activity. And that's basically all we're waiting for because that's going to add to the feud. I feel like that would save a lot of the.
I mean, that's the only thing that's missing right now at this point. Man. We've had these promos for 2 weeks now with no physicality.
It's been longer than that.
Yeah,
it's been since the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
it's been since the Royal Rumble that we've been.
Hey, we had 2 slaps, all right.
And the second one that didn't even make as much sense as the first one. At least with the first one, security got involved. With the second one, Rock was just staring at him like an idiot, like oh, I just got smacked, or I was just trying to test you to see if you was a man. Like, yeah.
But this is the thing,
the entrance takes 10 minutes, so that cut on time.
This is the thing, and I think we talked about it. It's just like we all want Mania to just be here, and it's just this fill in the gap period. And it's just like, and then the thing with The Rock is just like, you know, I've seen reports, oh, The Rock is making WrestleMania the biggest WrestleMania this year, and blah blah blah, and that's literally all it is, and I think that's what they're using for him is mainly free press, free promo, free. You know, he obviously has a huge worldwide following on IG, Twitter, and everything. So of course, anything he posts, more people that don't really watch WWE are seeing this. I'm like, hey, why Why is The Rock acting like a dick? Oh, is this what he actually used to do? Oh man, maybe I'll start watching wrestling. And that's literally
nostalgia.
Yeah.
Nostalgia. That's all it is. It's a nostalgia trip. We got Austin. What?
It's literally just to bring new eyes to the product and get more people to watch Mania. So,
and I'm fine with that. I just feel like they're utilizing him incorrectly. Like he needs to be more involved. Like I feel like there needs to be, like if he came out and just cost Cody a match, a rock bottom, or something like that would be dope. Like we should have gotten that in this. There should be a little bit more animosity, and I don't feel like it is, and that's the thing that's missing right now.
It's funny to see that we haven't seen, and this is why I thought about the Jay and Jimmy situation. I was like, you would think it'd be like them nonstop fighting, butting heads, security separating. You would think that's like what happened to that type of buildup where you're like, these guys can't keep their hands off of each other. I feel like KO used to do that with like everybody, and it was always a brawl. And it's just like, yo, this is like the brawls is what used to get people hyped. Like, yo, look, they're taking each other out. They're doing this. Oh, I can't wait for the pay-per-view. I can't wait for this. It's just like, why isn't that element being, or is it because they're, in this whole TKO thing where it's like UFC just like face off type thing that they're not doing that anymore. But I don't know.
Possibility.
That would be the wrong thing, because even though TKO is a UFC type company and different type of fight field company, this isn't UFC. This is wrestling. Like they need to hit each other.
But they've acquired the product, so they're going to utilize it how they see fit, right?
Yeah, but they've made it clear that both entities are within their own world. I mean, there's gonna be crossover like eventually down the line. But in the very beginning of the relationship, they wanted to establish that both entities are what they are. So.
Yeah, you even see it in commentary and the whole replay. Oh, the little freeze frame and like highlight stuff. Oh, look at what's going on here. Like breakdowns and stuff. Like literally just how like UFC does it. Like, look, he does this, he throws this kick, and then he doesn't look and blah blah blah. It's like they're adding a lot of that element, which it's good, but I don't know if this is like an element that they either taken away, but I'm just like, I don't know why we haven't seen any of that lately at all. Like I feel like that was always like a great way to build up, like, oh guys, hey, these guys really hate each other. Like, why aren't Cody and Seth trying to fight Roman and Rock, and then you got like everybody in the locker rooms trying to stop them. You got security and blah blah blah. Like that's how you get hype. I feel like we grew up seeing that like nonstop.
That's what we're getting on the go home show of Smackdown.
They're going
to save it for the last moment so WWE can put together that quick promo package and make it look like this was hot from the start. But we'll see what.
Yeah. I was just gonna say that's what they do a lot now. But a lot of these top storylines that may not be hitting from week to week, when they put that final promo package for the pay-per-view weekend, it's almost like they have been hitting for week to week. So like we're gonna get into Jimmy and Jay, but when they do that promo package talking about their history as brothers and twins, I can only imagine how good that's gonna be.
Yeah. I mean, hey, they finally kind of went at it this week, so.
Which we will get into right now.